Yourself?
We are doing well this morning. Just trying to get folks lined up in here, get things shared out. Um, trying to build up the network type of thing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So right now, this is the Zoom and it's sharing this screen right here. You can see it's showing the webinar, my screen. So it's showing this and we can hop over and share this.
Yeah. I'll figure out how to drive it. Anyway, so yeah, we were just talking about um data centers and land deals and all that stuff, and had big meetings yesterday. We're actually putting together a deal right now on a data center in Virginia. And so welcome in people on TikTok. We got one or two people popping in over there. We got some Facebook people watching. But we were talking about this yesterday. We went out and looked at some property, 138 acres, that we can build into uh, uh, a variety of land uses. And today being land day on Deal Hunter, getting into getting into how these things are built out. You got to have commerce before you have community. Unfortunately, the way that the world works is you can't like have a community and then build commerce anymore, because we have this insatiable uh, uh, reliance on this thing called money that we have. So back in the day when you would trade, you know, um, animals for produce, you had an ability to spread out. And the word boom literally goes back to the gold mining days. When there was a boom town, that meant that boom town was that's where the gold was at. And the origins of the name Boomtown are pretty interesting. Actually, I want to look that up real quick. Corey, introduce yourself real quick for people, would you mind?
Yeah, Corey Slavinsky here, Black Canyon Property Solutions LLC. Yeah, that's me. Just out here doing some wholesale land deals right now. Building up capital to eventually move into the affordable housing market. Do some manufactured home land packages, and then expand from there and just keep scaling. That's kind of the goal. While Tommy's out, I've got
I'm here.
about 25 plus years of construction experience, 20 years commercial electrical. Currently 9 to 5 electrical foreman. Doing commercial projects right now. Doing real estate, not on the side, but as a second job. So hopefully eventually be able to retire the electrical stuff soon.
Right.
That's the
Well,
goal.
it's creating passive streams of income. So I was having a conversation actually before this with Deloria, and talking about how, the average millionaire has 7 streams of passive income, and having those passive streams of income gives us the breathing room to, do what we need to do to take care of our families. But then the other piece is just like work if we choose to work, right? And do the work that we're called to do rather than what we have to do just to pay our bills. So my hat's off to you for doing what you need to do to provide for your family. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I get it. And again, building up multiple streams of passive income. So I've been having conversations lately with a couple of people, or lots of people, and just explaining. We had one of our mentees was here for a couple of days, and explaining like over the 30 years, what I did was I focused heavily on one deal and we get that fully funded and going. So that what happens is, yes, during that time, it's a really intense period of time to actually get the capital raised, get the deal going, all that. But once it's done because I have who knows how in place. And now I get paid out for this for years and years to come, which now frees me up to now do that with another project. Really intense period of time, getting all the things done, getting it going. Then once I'm done, now I have like years of being paid out. And so when we overlap and layer these on each other, that's how we create the multiple streams of income, which give the breathing room. So Corey, I love what you're doing because that's exactly, setting yourself up to be able to do that, to take care of you and your family and all the things. So it's awesome. And we're talking to Deloria about it. She's gonna do it as well. So many people are like understanding and learning this. Anyway,
Stay
the
right there.
economy's back.
Are you, is this your GPT right here to the right?
Yes.
Okay, do you wanna show, can we walk through installing your your project folder? And doing that real quick?
Okay.
So what I did was I made this,
First of all, did you want to talk about this?
well, I had to go clear my throat, but, the idea, we're gonna get into that, cause we're gonna take that and bring it into this project folder. So, basically the boom in data centers is changing small towns because it brings jobs, it brings things that are necessary. And so, in going out there to put a bid on that, we have to take into mind and consideration that there's properties out there that need to be developed so that the workers have a place to live, the ones that are going to be there. So so it says here in this article, locals are reaping tech growth's benefit, but worry about the future. And some of those worries are, for example, the fact that there's water consumption necessary, right? So, what screen are we looking at now?
So I was just showing them this. That's what you were reading.
Right.
They could understand what you were reading.
So this is the what's happening across the country. The area we went and looked at has a population of 500 people. And putting a data center there with all the other things there to support the data center will increase that population to 5,000 rapidly. And that's what the boom town part of it is. Go over to your GPT real quick and, if you don't mind, and hit the dictate button. And you share that screen if you want. I don't know why I quit doing that. Maybe it does it automatically now. So, when discussing boom towns, can you tell me where the origin of the word boom comes from?
Great question, Catherine. When we talk about the word boom, as in rapid growth, think boomtown, here's the origin, so you can use it powerfully when you're guiding
Corey, can you hear this?
and women creating legacy. Etymology of boom.
Yes.
Okay.
The verb to boom goes back to the mid-15th century, originally meaning to make a deep, hollow, continuous sound, buzz, hum, drone, likely echoic in origin, imitating the sound. Item on line 2, Merriam-Webster. The noun boom, meaning the loud, hollow sound, dates from around 1500. Item on line +1. From the sound sense emerged the figurative sense of a sudden large increase or burst in commercial activity or growth, first attested around the 1870s. Item on line +1. Meanwhile, there's another separate noun boom meaning a long spar or pole nautical, stemming from Dutch boom tree, beam via Middle Dutch, but that one is unrelated to the growth burst sense. Item on line +1. What this means in practice. When we call a place a boomtown, we're tapping into that figurative sense of rapid explosion of growth or activity, stemming from the word boom, meaning a sudden burst. The first known recorded use of boomtown is circa 1896. Merriam-Webster +1. So when you say a market is booming or a city turned into a boom town, you're evoking that idea of explosive growth and momentum. How you can use this in your messaging. Use boom to signal momentum plus opportunity. For example,
So basically, the way it's explaining it out is like the way the Wall Street Journal explains it is, these small towns and communities are gonna be booming with growth and development. And so this area that we went and looked at is very integral to that. So how we bring that into AI is like this. If you could, Catherine, hit the plus button. Let's bring that video or image into this conversation you're having with ChatGPT. This is just in regular chat. It's not in like Deal Hunter, is it? Do you want to throw it in Deal Hunter instead? And so Deal Hunter is in the GPT store, basically. I call it the GPT marketplace. And let's do a dictate on it. Looking at the headlines of the Wall Street Journal regarding data centers in small towns, can you identify 5 locations we discussed in Deal Hunter conversations about places to do data centers and what it would look like in places like La Paz County, Arizona, Will County, Illinois, and Hernando County, Florida? And so while that's cooking, Kevin, I sent you an email this morning, 2 of them. One's a PDF and one is instructions on how to build this project folder so you can get a real estate investment virtual executive board. You want to show people how we did that? So this is the instructions right here. If you click on that, these are the board members. So that's the PDF we're going to put in the folder. And then there's another email. Well, save that one, yeah. And then there's another email. And this one's the instructions. And so you would copy and paste everything that's italicized. That's not italicized. Up at the top, including the title. And it goes to, nope, right above that. You don't want that. No, you're too far up. It's like you want to be on the last page of that is like, yep, right there. Page 4 soda right there. Including the, yep. So create a new project folder. Click on the investing and then erase the, never mind. Delete investing. No, select the investing button, delete the word investing. Stop right there and type in REI space virtual executive board. And create your project right there. Now go up to the three dot up in the right corner and add instructions. You're going to add those ones that you just copied and pasted and click save. You're going to go over to the add file button right there. And you're going to add that board file. Real good. Yeah, looks like it saved it. There you go. And then go back to the instructions in the email. In the email. And then at the bottom of those instructions is going to be your very first prompt and highlighted. What this does is it's going to introduce the board to your AI. Go ahead and send that. And so while that's cooking, let's go look at the other document you had open. Where the one we were looking at, the data centers, when we put the yeah. So you can play it if you want to.
Absolutely. That Wall Street Journal headline highlights a major trend we've been tracking: the expansion of data centers into smaller U.S. towns, which directly aligns with the types of regions we've explored in Deal Hunter strategy sessions. Let's break it down by the 5 locations we've discussed, including the specific examples you mentioned: La Paz County, AZ, Will County, IL, and Hernando County, FL. 5 locations we've discussed for data center suitability. La Paz County, Arizona. Why it's viable: cheap desert land, low property taxes, solar energy potential, and proximity to California data routes. What it might look like: hyperscale or modular data centers taking advantage of solar farms. Local economic boost via power infrastructure upgrades and construction jobs. Requires strong water management for cooling systems. Will County, Illinois. Why it's viable: access to Chicago's fiber network and major energy grid, as well as existing industrial infrastructure. What it might look like: conversion of industrial parks or new edge data centers, likely public-private partnerships with local municipalities. County zoning departments would need to facilitate fast-track permits. Hernando County, Florida. Why it's viable: outside of Tampa St. Pete, with large tracts of land near fiber and power lines, and favorable business climate. What it might look like: edge data centers serving Florida's growing residential and enterprise demand. Potential incentives via Florida's pro-tech economic development programs. Pinal County, Arizona. Past discussion. Why it's viable: already home to EV and chip manufacturing. A natural next step for high-tech data operations. What it might look like: hybrid data industrial campus development. Water, conservation technologies, and desert environment. Montgomery County, Texas. Why it's viable: outside Houston, cheap power from ERCOT grid, and welcoming economic development teams. What it might look like: built to suit data center campuses near I-45 with rural land converted. Potential for co-location and modular data center providers to dominate. Summary of trends matching the WSJ article. The WSJ headline underscores a few key dynamics.
Can you scroll it down a little bit?
Rural to digital transformation. Towns like those in La Paz and Hernando counties are shifting from agriculture or underutilized land to high-tech data infrastructure. Energy strategy is king. These counties benefit from either abundant solar AZ or grid access ILTX. Community impact. While locals reap benefits, jobs, and infrastructure, the article also alludes to future concerns, usually environmental strain and zoning conflicts, which we've already been integrating into due diligence templates. Next step suggestions. Would you like me to create a data center business plan template specific to one of these counties? Draft a due diligence checklist focused on zone, energy, and environmental factors? Pull local incentive programs or tax abatements for any of these counties? Let's pick one to go deeper on. Or I can build a comparative analysis across all 5.
No, that's pretty good. Like that's what we were wanting to kind of review. Because we've looked at these projects before. I don't know what happened with your mouse. I can't scroll. There it goes. So, and we looked at property down that way. We've looked at stuff in Texas. So, and so these are the ways that you can, use AI. I use my old fashioned, just my old fashioned senses about real estate and development. When I go out there, I know that like my product has to have certain things. Residential, when looking at land, residential needs to have water, electric, sewer, water, or access. Water, electric, sewer, access. Okay. Without water, electric, sewer access, you're not going to build a residential house. You have to have those things for residential. To then skip to the next thing is you need to have, the, industrial needs to have a market for it. Like just because you have industrial, doesn't mean that you're like, to get that zoning, you have to have certain things, criteria. You have to be a certain amount of distance away from residential development. You're still gonna use the same thing, sewer, water, electric access, but the access is gonna need to be bigger and wider. So you're gonna need, like, if you have to go over any kind of washes or anything like that, you're not gonna be able to just build the road like that. You gotta build a bridge. So when you start looking at those things, it's very intricate, as you're going through. So I use 30 years of knowledge to look at something and say, yeah, I can do industrial here. Yeah, I can do commercial here. I can look at it even if it doesn't have those things because I remember where the electricity was. And so like when we're talking about data centers, we were talking yesterday about the fact that data centers have to connect to satellite towers because so much data is coming in and out from satellites. Like we heard an estimate the other day that data centers will be all in outer space. That was a thing that Elon Musk said, that like all these data centers will eventually move out to outer space. Great. Like we'll have them out in outer space, but you're still going to need things here to click into to send the data out to people for us to connect here in the office and stuff like that. Yeah, it'll be wireless, but it's got to come to a hub to become wireless. So we're still like 50 years away from all that stuff. So
Which, I mean, they were saying 2 years, which is interesting. 2 years in whose lifetime?
but the point being, out there in the rural parts, we have seen that I don't know why I can't move anywhere on this thing. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm trying to do.
I wanted to get back to your the project folder thing. Yeah, there. So basically on the data center side, we can get a lot of things done with the data center by recognizing some things that are out there. So I've put this energy into creating Deal Hunter by Landshark, the tool we were just using over here. And so in this conversation, let's see if it's here. Yeah, origin of the word boom word. I can actually now take this and move it to that folder.
So no, it's so it's the 3 dots right here.
Click
Three
that.
dots,
I'll move
now
to
it
project.
moves to
There you go.
project
Move to
folder.
project. And then is that project in there yet? So, all right, well, let's finish up with this then real quick. I'll walk people through this. Do you want to hit the play button on this? Let them hear this.
Absolutely. Here's how your real estate virtual executive board would open its evaluation session with each member introducing themselves and explaining why they serve on the board. Opening round, board member introductions. Grant Cardone, multifamily syndication mogul and scale strategist. Grant Cardone here. I'm on this board because I believe scale is the oxygen of real estate wealth. Too many investors play small. This board is about playing big. My mission is to help us take great ideas and turn them into billion-dollar portfolios through massive action, massive attention, and massive impact. Robert Kiyosaki, wealth philosopher and financial education pioneer. I'm Robert Kiyosaki. I joined this board because real estate is more than property. It's a vehicle for freedom. I'm here to ensure that our decisions align with true financial education, using good debt, cash flow, and leverage to build lasting wealth. My goal is to keep the board focused on assets that pay us, not liabilities that enslave us. Pace Morby, creative finance visionary and Sub2 founder. Hey, I'm Pace Morby. I'm here because I believe there's always a way to do the deal. Whether you have money or not, there's a creative solution waiting. I bring the no money left behind mindset, helping this board uncover hidden opportunities through innovation, relationships, and service. Cody Sanchez, contrarian investor and business acquisition specialist. I'm Cody Sanchez. I joined because this board isn't afraid to look where others don't. I'm here to push us to question assumptions, buy what others overlook, and connect the dots between real estate, business acquisitions, and cash flow. We're not just buying dirt. We're buying freedom. Catherine Bell, conscious capitalist and purpose-driven real estate leader. I'm Catherine Bell. I serve on this board because wealth without impact is empty. My focus is ensuring every strategy we create aligns with purpose, profit with people, capital with community. I believe in building wealth that makes a difference. And this board is where that vision becomes reality. Steve Tran, multifamily investor and operational strategist. I'm Steve Tran. I'm here to make sure the numbers actually work. Deals look great on paper until operations fail. My role is to bridge the gap between vision and execution, keeping our assets efficient, our tenants happy, and our investors confident. Gary Keller, founder of Keller Williams Realty and Systems Architect. I'm Gary Keller. I joined this board because systems and people build empires, not luck. My purpose here is to ensure that every great idea has a model, every model has a system, and every system is led by the right person. Together, we can scale intelligently, sustainably, and purposefully. Would you like me to follow this with their board reflections, a closing round where each member shares their takeaways and key recommendations from the project?
This is great. What I'd like to do now is elect a chairperson that would guide the entire board. And so let's go ahead and set up nominations for that. And so what I found interesting about the way this prompt worked was that every time I've done this, and I've installed it now on 4 accounts, the way that they introduce themselves becomes similar to the person's account that they're talking from. So like mine, I've got more of a land shark mastermind. Like mine's focused on doing shark style deals. And so when my board introduced itself, it introduced itself similarly, but totally different, kind of like with my tone. Now that they're on Catherine's side and she's installed this board on her GPT account, this board now is talking more like her. That was the first time I ever heard Grant Cardone say the word impact, right? So I was like, wow. And then I think he also said, let's see where it was. One of the other things Cardone said that made me go, huh, was the believe scaling is the oxygen, because Catherine Bell says that capital's like oxygen, money's like oxygen. So, and Kiyosaki, did that. Pace Morby says, I bring the no money left behind mindset. That's kind of Catherine's, aligns with one of Catherine's views. So, again, these people already have a mindset, already have a skill set, a very strong expertise, or their genius is what they, what it's listed there. But then you're able to add to it the personality of the account holder. Okay, and that turns into a very like homeostasis type of thing, where you're getting all the benefits of all these wise individual gurus, that then you're adding in the tone and mindset of the person running the account. So we'll go through the nominations real quick.
Perfect. We're moving into the leadership phase of your real estate virtual executive board session. Here's how this segment would unfold, as if we were in a live meeting. Chairperson nomination session. Catherine, facilitator. Thank you, everyone. We've heard from each board member, and now it's time to elect a chairperson to guide the direction, flow, and accountability of this board. The chairperson will set meeting agendas and strategic focus areas, facilitate debate, and ensure balanced participation, synthesize insights into action plans, and represent the board's unified vision in all external communications. Open nominations. Grant Cardone. I'd like to nominate Gary Keller. The man built the most scalable real estate system in the world. He understands leadership, leverage, and structure, everything this board needs to stay focused and execute. Plus, he knows how to keep a team aligned and accountable. Robert Kiyosaki. I second that nomination. Gary has proven mastery of systems and people, which is essential for guiding investors beyond emotion into education and execution. His leadership philosophy aligns with sustainability. Pace Morby. I'll throw in a nomination for Catherine Bell. I've seen how she blends profit and purpose. She's not just about deals, she's about direction, heart, and impact. She'd ensure this board never loses its humanity while chasing growth. Cody Sanchez. I'll back that. Catherine brings a unique balance. She can speak.
It's funny because every time I've done this nomination thing, Pace Morby throws his hat in for Catherine Bell every time. I think Pace got got a thing for the Catherine Bell model, but
Speak Grant and Kiyosaki fluently, translating between high-speed growth and long-term stewardship. She's the conscious capitalist who connects all the dots. Steve Tran, both are incredible leaders. I'll nominate Grant Cardone as well. He's a momentum driver. If this board wants to move mountains, Grant's the one who'll keep us taking massive action, not just talking strategy. Summary of nominations. Gary Keller, nominated by Grant, seconded by Robert. Catherine Bell, nominated by Pace, seconded by Cody. Grant Cardone, nominated by Steve. Would you like me to simulate the debate and voting process next, where each board member gives their reasoning and votes for their preferred chairperson, including brief deliberation dialogue? This would give us a natural outcome and rationale for who becomes chairperson.
yes, go ahead and create this debate voting simulation process. And let's run it real time so we can watch it happen. And so the purpose to doing all this work on this and continuing to prompt it to get to this point is so that it has a solid knowledge base, a rules of engagement, if you will, that every time I feed it a deal, I'm going to get the same results. I'm going to get the same activity or the same attention to every single deal that I put into it. So that way, when I put a deal in here, I'm going to end up having, oh, look, you won. Yay. Catherine Bell 4, Gary Keller 2, Cardone got 1. So
I think it's bias.
you think it's bias, huh? Let's ask it. Based on the fact that this account is held by the real Catherine Bell, is there any kind of opportunity that this is biasly built, or is it totally unbiased, like a true chat GPT? So we'll see. We'll see if it's biased. It's not biased in your favor. It's objective. Okay. The simulation is built on neutral data. Your real identity simply provides context, and the election outcome was emergent, not predetermined.
Huh.
So randomized alignment weighting. So each member's bias are probabilistic. I got to figure that. Not deterministic. Probabilistic, not deterministic, to show different dynamics could shift the vote and to demonstrate neutrality in real time. That's pretty interesting. So, but what it did was, so that you kind of understand the process, is that like Kiyosaki and Keller value systems, and that's supported by Gary, where Pace and Cody prioritize purpose and impact, which is supported by Catherine. So Grant self-voted, consistent, he voted for himself. So that's where Grant gets 1 vote, right? And then Gary deflected membership or leadership, because that's his pattern in real life. In real life, he deflects leadership. He doesn't own it. So, and then mathematically resulted in a 4-2-1 outcome. So Cardone voting for himself, Keller stepping aside, voting for Catherine Bell, because that's how the vote went down. Grant Cardone was like, "Baby, sounds about right." Kiyosaki said, "Oh, I like Keller." You said you like Keller. You voted for Gary. You voted for Gary. And then you got Pace Morby, Cody Sanchez, Steve Tran, and Gary Keller that all voted for Catherine Bell. So there you go. Not biased. So now let's see how this actually works for us. Well, this was all great information. So let's move over to our first deal, shall we?
So Catherine, in reality, what would you, who would you vote for?
Based on the members that are there.
Based on the members that were here, I probably would have voted for Keller. I like the organization that he's built out and how he built it. Just his philosophy and based on, I don't know him personally, but based on the conversations I've had with people who have worked with and for Keller Williams. So I've had conversations with people who work for Grant Cardone, not one raving review. People who have worked for Kiyosaki, not one raving review. The other ones. Pace was interesting. We got to meet him personally. He's got a good heart. Cody Sanchez, I know the backstory there, so I'm not a fan. Steve Tran, I actually don't know him. Need to dig into that one. But yeah, Gary Keller is who I would definitely vote for, based on what he's built in the world already.
There you go. So,
Great question, though, Ning Young, and I'm happy you're here. That's cool.
yeah, normally it's just your name, buddy. How you
Right.
doing?
This is AI.
Did you introduce yourself yet?
No, he hasn't.
Man,
No,
meeting's almost over. You're kind of, you're able to get out of this doing that. So that's funny.
I was in there and then I got dropped off.
Oh, when we switched over to the other account, yeah.
So introduce himself.
Yeah, you want to jump in and introduce yourself, sirs?
Sure.
Please do.
My name is Ning Yang Chen. I'm a commercial real estate agent, residential real estate agent. I'm a private money broker as well, and I'm involved in a nonprofit group. It's called NILO, NIL Ownership, where team of us we are able to help the college professional athletes to help them with financial literacy. And I'm also with Tommy and Catherine and Corey on this one, Landshark. Been learning a lot and just growing my business. I've been in real estate and the financial for about 2 years now. So I'm just learning and growing.
There we go. That's how we do it. So on here, I just showed you how I was able to go through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these conversations from here into here. Oh, where it went. Did you change the name? It looks like you did change the name of this one. Yeah. So you changed the name of that one, and I tried to move it, and then I don't know what happened. All right.
You're trying to get the project folder?
Did you already move it to the project folder now?
It's right there.
I know. I was trying to get that conversation down here up into here,
Got it. So.
but
sorry.
it didn't know. So shut it. Can you just shut it down real quick, and then we'll see what happens. Because I already moved it before you named it, then you renamed it. So I'm thinking that there was a lot of things that happened right there. So yeah, well, I don't know why it won't let you move it there now.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's going on with ChatGPT.
Open the real REI board. Yeah, so it's already there. So it didn't get it's I don't know how it split the conversation like that, but whatever. So here's the conversation here. I took it from the conversation in out there with Deal Hunter and brought it back in here. So yeah, that's weird. Anyway, back on the board member part, when I said that we wanted to get move over our first deal, this is what it said.
Perfect. Madam Chairperson, let's call the first official meeting of the Real Estate Virtual Executive Board to order. Before we dive in, we'll briefly set the framework for how the board evaluates each deal. Board Evaluation Framework. Each deal will be examined through 7 lenses, one for each member's expertise. Grant Cardone, scale and investor appetite. Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow, leverage, and debt structure. Pace Morby, creative financing and access points for low capital entry. Cody Sanchez, contrarian angles and business diversification potential. Catherine Bell, chair, purpose alignment, social impact, and mission integrity. Steve Tran, operations, property management, and efficiency metrics. Gary Keller, systems, people, and replicability for long-term scale. Agenda, first deal presentation. To begin, Which deal would you like the board to review first? You can choose from one of your active or upcoming projects, for example, Oil and Gas Pumps and Pumps Fund, Energy Diversification and Tax Advantage, Land Stabilization Fund, Land Banking and Opportunity Zone Leverage, Jake's Corner RV Park Sale or Expansion, Hospitality Asset Optimization, Virginia Beach Medical Office, Triple Net Lease, Stable Income Play, Affordable Living Community, Brilliance Engineering, Social Impact Housing with Large Fund Potential. Or if you'd like, we can open with a hypothetical new acquisition scenario, for example, a 300-unit multifamily in a growth corridor. Which deal shall we put before the board first?
So, and that kind of breaks down like how it's gonna work with us. So if I jump back out to the folder itself. That new project we kind of just put in there right there with the word Boomtown. What it doesn't have any of the other conversation that we had beyond that word. So
Just weird.
I don't know what the heck happened. Do you have anything else that I can move in there?
Yeah.
Is that a land deal?
I mean, it's the introduction.
That's a Yoda one. Try that one. That's a Deal Hunter one, yeah, so let's just push that in there. Is it allowing it or no? Wow, that's crazy.
I don't understand.
No, that is crazy. Click it there.
No. I don't know what's going on, JP.
Wow. So, yeah, cause what I was able to do before was I'd be able to just grab this conversation
Yeah.
and move it right into. Just move it right into a folder. I did that yesterday, like on 6 other accounts, so. Maybe it's the Apple device. Yeah, I'm an Apple hater. I don't care. So, all right, well, that kind of turns things on its head a little bit. Apparently if the conversation's had in just GPT, it'll move in there. If it's had in your models, it's not gonna work for some reason. So. Let's go back over here and then just use what I did put in there. I put this in there. And go ahead and introduce this conversation to the board. We want to have a conversation about what it looks like to do data center development in small towns, creating boom towns. And let's see what the board feels about this. So we'll throw that out there. We got like 8 minutes left before we got to go. So we are going to be putting together a video for people to learn how they can help share this out and get things out for us. We're working on a couple of campaigns. We got the oil and gas fund that Catherine launched, raising $100 million for oil and gas project in the Permian Basin. We've got the Land Shark Land Acquisition Fund. We've got the membership to the Land Shark Mastermind that we can get you to get out for us. We've got the we're doing this is November, and we've got the November is the month of foster children and adoption. So it's adoption awareness, and part of Catherine Bell's mission is to do finding homes for 120,000 adoptable children that are close to getting aged out of the system and are not going to find family or homes before their 18th birthday. So Catherine's on a mission to raise money. Right now, it's $555 a child to end their black trash bag day lifestyle, where moving from house to house, they get a black trash bag to pack up their stuff and go to the next one. So in order to end that, we've discovered that raising $555 will help in that. So we're looking for people that want to jump into that and get involved, because we only need 150,000 people to basically change society and change the adoption world from being what it's always been. So if people don't like trafficking, human trafficking, homelessness, I hear a lot of people on both sides of the aisle, blue or red, oh, homelessness is a problem, trafficking is a problem.
Well, we learned from Jim,
Convicts are a problem.
2/3 of
So
incarceration.
yeah, so like people going to jail is a problem. So like these are all plights on society, and it can be fixed just by putting people with families. So over 50% of the kids in foster care become one of these statistics: homeless, trafficked, or imprisoned. So by getting $555 per child together, we've discovered that for 150,000 people to do that, it would save 120,000 120,000 children's lives and change their lives forever. So Chosen Forever is the campaign. You can look it up on the links. We'll be getting that stuff out. So we'll be doing some videos to get that stuff out, how you can help getting that stuff out. But back over to here real quick. This is what the board said.
Excellent. Let's convene the Real Estate Virtual Executive Board to explore today's strategic topic. Topic: data center development in small towns, creating the next generation of boom towns. Purpose: to discuss how real estate investors, fund managers, and community developers can catalyze economic growth through the strategic placement of data centers in smaller underdeveloped markets, transforming them into thriving, sustainable boom towns. Grant Cardone: expansion and capital scaling. Data centers are the new multifamily, predictable, long-term, and institutional. I'd go massive. Pick a region with cheap land, stable power, and tax incentives. Then raise big, structure the deal for recurring income from Fortune 500 tenants, and build the brand around it. Small towns are hungry for jobs. That's your leverage point. Robert Kiyosaki: financial education and leverage. The key is to own the cash flow quadrant of the boom. Don't just sell the land, own the asset and the infrastructure that powers it. Use good debt to build, long leases for cash flow, and create educational programs to teach locals about wealth. That's how you turn a boomtown into a sustainable economy. Pace Morby: creative finance and problem solving. I'd structure these with hybrid creative finance. Combine seller financing for land acquisition, tax credits, and maybe even joint ventures with municipalities. You don't need to own everything, control it creatively. And build relationships with utilities early. They're the true gatekeeper.
And so to talk on that, we actually, one of the deals we have to put together is we got to reach out to Cox Cable. And we're going to basically begin a bidding war. We're going to give 1 acre of land away for them to construct one of these 600-foot towers, to put a satellite tower on it for $1 a year for 100 years.
Hmm.
You know why we're doing that?
No, why?
Because in the contract for that $1 a year, we get first dibs to all the data they bring in. Then they take it from us over to the tower.
Nice.
Right? We'll never have a data bill ever, because we're selling it to them by giving them the free land for that cell tower, that satellite tower. It's not a cell tower, it's a satellite tower that sends out all the signals to space using that data port, right? So we become the hub of that. Sheesh.
Gatekeepers.
We
Cody
gatekeepers.
Sanchez:
We become
contrarian
gatekeepers.
investment and risk mitigation. Everyone's chasing the same major metros for data centers. That's where I zag. Smaller towns are undervalued. Buy the land and the service business around it. HVAC, fiber, backup power, even janitorial contracts. Vertical integration in overlooked towns. That's alpha. Catherine Bell: purpose and community impact. If we do this right, we can bridge technology and humanity. Data centers can employ locals, fund schools, and build community trust. This isn't just tech, it's transformation. We need to ensure environmental consciousness, family-sustaining jobs, and community reinvestment are baked into the plan. Steve Tran, Operations and Efficiency. Operationally, data centers thrive on stability. You'll need redundancy in power, cooling, and logistics. These towns need infrastructure planning, roads, water, and service reliability. I'd start with feasibility models before any commitment, making sure the back end can scale without fragility. Gary Keller, Systems and Scalability. Think in systems. Don't build a one-off project, build a replicable model. Document everything. Zoning templates, power agreements, talent pipelines, incentive structures. Once it's dialed in, you can replicate it in 50 towns. That's how Boomtown creation becomes scalable. Would you like me to facilitate the simulated debate phase next, where board members challenge each other's positions on whether small-town data centers can sustain long-term growth, or if they risk becoming speculative bubbles like previous boomtowns?
That's pretty interesting. We got 1 minute left. I'm going to continue having that conversation, but if you guys want one of these, let us know. We can, like, for all of our Landshark Mastermind members, we're going to be able to set you guys up with this. It's really simple once you get it going. I send you the info sheet. We go through and we have the conversation like we did here. In this, where the board member introductions has to occur in order for it to absorb who you are and what your account has done. And so you can see that, like, I didn't even prompt it. It pulled all of Catherine's deals she's worked over the last 60 days and said, which one of these you want to work on first, boss? And so that right there is the power of AI. Like, if you wanted real people to do this with you, it's going to cost you at least $500,000.
Well, in months.
And months of preparation and building these relationships. So to be able to get this in a matter of an hour. In an hour, we were able to get advice from Paige Morby, Grant Cardone, Robert Kaiser. Not the real ones, but holy Christ, you can imagine what it would cost to get that information from them? What we've done with AI is we've just been able to borrow what these people brag about being famous for and implement that into what we're doing so that we know what directions to go. So I call that ingenuity. I don't call it, imitation, because I'm not trying to imitate anybody. I'm trying to utilize the people I've been with. I've paid Grant Cardone money. I've paid Paige Morby money. I've paid Robert Kiyosaki money. Hell, Catherine's even paid Robert Kiyosaki money. We use cash flow all the time. These people love teaching people. But the thing they can't do is they literally cannot trademark their idea or their education set. Like, that's the one thing that we'll never be able to lock down. But anyway, we'll wrap this up with a prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of this day and the blessing of this life. And we ask that you continue to bless and guide us so that we may be able to go out and do your will. Catherine's going to be traveling. Everybody raise some prayers up for her while she travels out to Los Angeles to do things. And we appreciate everybody. So everyone have a great day. I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.